Hey, hope you are all well. If you haven't seen me on video before, I'm Gemma, hope you're well. This is episode 4 of Why She Said Yes. So this is a shortened version because I have popped this up on a live, but the problem was I went 25 minutes, a little bit long. So we're going to try and shorten this down a little bit. This Why She Said Yes is actually all about me. This is why we can do a video and shorten it down. So the reason why I decided to start taking the products was basically 4 years ago. I was spiraling out of control with my weight. I was depressed. I was anxious. I was not feeling great in myself at all. I was getting ill all the time. My immune system was 0 and I had just had enough. One of my friends came to me. She'd been talking to me for about 6 months, trying to get me involved in this health and wellness program, and I was just like, yeah, whatever. Like everyone else, I was super skeptical. But when I thought, actually, I've just had 2 weeks, I had my 2 babies with me, I had 2 weeks without eating because my immune system was so low, and it turned out that I was, don't know if I was allergic, but the antibiotics I took to get rid of the cough that I always get after a cold, because normally I get a cold that lasts for a few weeks and then I get bronchitis afterwards. It always turns into a cough. It goes on my chest and I keep it, and I always have that cold for like months and months and months on end, like the cough for months and months, and it always goes to my chest and it is so sore and it's so painful. So I took antibiotics for this and I ended up with thrush in my mouth. And because my immune system was so low, my viral markers were so high that actually I could not eat for 2 weeks. My tongue went yellow, my lips went yellow and cracked. It was awful. It was literally overnight. It was just all of a sudden like that. So enough was enough. I was in pain from polycystic ovaries. My knees were hurting. My womb was hurting. Everything was hurting. I was getting migraines. I was so tired. I just didn't know what to do. So my friend suggested trying these shakes that were going to help me lose weight, and also going on these amazing berries to boost my energy, up my immune system, help my hormones. I was like I said, I was like whatever for quite a while. I started off on the shakes though. I found the money, started off with the shakes, and lo and behold, I started losing weight. I had one for breakfast, one for lunch religiously, and I had a clean, healthy meal for dinner. I'd lost 1/2 stone in the first 2 weeks. By the end of the first 2 months, I'd lost at least 2 stone. And that was amazing. I'd never ever done that in a very long time. I tried diets. I tried lots of different things. I was on, the only thing that had ever worked before was Atkins. I could not do that anymore. It just wasn't working the way I wanted it to work. And even when I did Cambridge, I did that for 3 weeks and I actually put weight on. Turned out I was pregnant with my son, hence why I put the weight on. Nutrition was great, but still, you can't really be doing Cambridge when you're having a baby. So I was like, oh my God, I was amazed in those first 2 weeks. So I signed up and I started these beauties. After starting these, my energy started to boost. After the first month, my energy went up. My PCOS symptoms kind of started to pander down a little bit. I felt a lot better. And I just got some motivation back. I started working out. I started doing lots of things that I didn't do before. After the first 4 months on these, I decided to add these. So these are my berries. I added my fruits and veggies, and it works so much better. My immune system was boosted. I no longer got, when I got a cough, it was lasting a little bit less. I was starting to feel better in myself. The medication I was taking was working, whereas I was taking things for my polycystic ovaries, I was taking things for my head to help me sleep. I was on lots of medication. I had amitriptyline. I was on omeprazole because I've got a hiatus hernia. and that I was getting really gassy, burpy. I was getting awful pain in my chest. It was horrible. So I was on stuff to stop that from hurting, stop the heartburn. Yeah, so those things were actually starting to work, whereas the medication was okay before, but I wasn't sure what was going on. It wasn't really working the way I wanted it to. But after a year, and then after a year and a half, I think it was, actually well, after a year I started to come down off of the medication. So I started to take less and less of the doses of what I was on, and then eventually I became medication free. My inflammation markers came down because my body was always inflamed. My legs were inflamed, my feet constantly swelled because I'm always on my feet. My feet constantly swelled and I was in constant pain. But my inflammation markers started to come down. I had the onset of arthritis in my knees. Now that is non-existent, which is great. I had lots of, I had tendinitis, which was really, really sore. I no longer feel that, as you can see. I have actually done a cartwheel, damaged my finger. And normally if I damage myself, this is years and years it takes, I do feel a bit icky, a bit funny. But the inflammation went down a lot quicker. And sometimes I will get a bit achy in these joints here, but that is purely because I know what that is. You know what I mean? You know what it is. But the inflammation went quicker, and I healed much quicker than I would have done before. And the best thing is, I haven't had a sick day in years. If I am sick, I am really sick. And now I can go to work and I don't feel... if I get a cold, I can go into work and I feel fine. I don't tend to get the flu or anything like that anymore. And I haven't had my flu jabs. She says, touch wood. But I haven't had my flu jabs and I haven't needed to. I work in a preschool, and normally it is the case that I need to make sure I do that. I can run around with my kiddies. I have actually lost 9 stone, possibly more on and off, over the period. So in a 2.5 year space, I lost 9 stone. I've kept that off for 1.5 years, 2 years. And I'm now working back on losing more. I've got the motivation to go to the gym. I can play with my children, which I was always worried that I wouldn't be able to do. My energy levels are much higher. My confidence is immensely higher than it used to be. I do workouts live, which is crazy because I can do workouts live, but doing things like this makes me a little bit nervous, but I can do a live workout. I think it's because you have that, you know what you're doing, you know where you're going, you know you've got exactly the right idea in your head. And when you do something like this, sometimes it's much easier when someone is firing questions at you. This is why I love the Why She Said Yes series, because it is great for someone else to be having those questions fired at them to really get into the nitty-gritty and to get into what you're doing. So I've done all this. I've introduced these as well. They're absolutely amazing, and they help me so much more. So I've got my skin, my hair, my nails, everything started to get stronger, clearer skin. I no longer have dry patches on my elbows. My inflammation was gone. I used to walk up and down the stairs and it used to hurt because of the inflammation in my legs. But I can now walk up and down the stairs, and it is great to be able to do that. It is great to be able to do that on a daily basis without having shed loads of pain. Sometimes I will get aches and pains. I'm normal, but this is because I'm on my feet all day, and I'm still very much, something needs doing, I will do it, and I will do it as quick as I can, as soon as I can. That's the way I am. I love these so much that I actually put my children on them as well. So they are on the fruits and the veggies. These are fantastic for them. Make sure that their microbiome is balanced. It makes sure that they get what they need. And sometimes it's just that little bit of extra energy that they need to boost them. And it is great because it means they have not had a sick day since they've been on these. Kiara's probably had a couple. Wyatt's had one. And that was because they got this virus that was going around, and you can't always help that. But anything else, they've been able to go to school and they have been fine. And this is great. We have lots of 100% attendance certificates in our house now, whereas before they were on these, their immune systems were shot, just like mine. They're just like their mum. Immune systems were shot. They were getting sick quite a bit, and I think that's kind of like the lay of the law nowadays, because we protect our children so much with all the different things we're supposed to be doing. We don't expose them to all the things that could actually make them ill. So when they do come in contact with that with stuff that will make them ill, that will this, their immune systems are a little bit weaker, and they catch absolutely everything. That is the beauty of these. They just protect them. It's just that extra bit of protection. It helps with skin. It helps with nails. I have lots of people that love to use these to help sleep. It helps to maintain energy during the day so you can sleep better at night. Make sure your body and your digestive system works properly. Protects your heart, your lungs. Protects you from oxidative stress and I forgot what free radicals. It is just so great. I've got loads more I could say about these, but I am aware I am running low on time. So what I'm going to do is I am going to leave it there. So main thing for me, I am medication free. I feel amazing. It is something that is going to be a part of my life. These little Amigas going to be a part of my life for the rest of my life. These are daily, my daily saviours, and these I will not give up. And my children, it is just fantastic for my children too. They love it, and Wyatt and Kiara both know that at the end of the day, these are the reasons they no longer get sick. It got to the point the other day that Wyatt literally said, I want to stop Juice Plus, and I said, why? He said, because I can have a sick day. He wanted to stop it so he could have a sick day off of school, because he never gets sick days anymore. That, to me, that is a bonus. That is goal number 1 hit. If there is anyone on the fence, what I would say to you is just to step in. Take the chance. Just take the chance. You're taking 4 months out of your life to try something that could be amazing for you, and the amount of energy is crazy. I was talking to Paula, and it is crazy the energy that you get just from these. They are super energy boosters, and just to think that actually you could wake up and have loads of energy from the get-go is amazing. And I have my smoothies or my shakes in the morning because that is a quick, easy fix. It keeps me full all day. I have my boosters because that actually stops me from snacking all day. Stops me from wanting to snack until at least the next meal. These are things that are really great for me, and they help me so much. So if you want to try them, I suggest you just do it. Just go for it. Give me a shout, guys. If you have any questions at all, pop them in the comments. Give me a shout and we will get you sorted. Right, I will talk to you guys very soon. We'll be back next week with another Why She Said Yes with another fantastic lady. Yeah, I will see you soon. Bye, guys.